Welcome to the Personal Development Mastery Podcast. I'm Agi Keramidas and my mission is to inspire you to rise up, grow, stand out and take action towards the next level of your life. I interview leaders, influencers, entrepreneurs, authors, exceptional people who can and will inspire you to improve your life. Tune in for 2 episodes each week and make sure you subscribe to the podcast to get the episodes as soon as they are released. Welcome to this very special episode of Personal Development Mastery Podcast, episode 111. The reason why it's so unique is that it is an episode which I initially recorded exclusively for the supporters of the podcast, which is my podcast's subscription-based patron community. The topic I cover, morning routines, is a subject that people often ask me about, and I know that it is a popular topic with some misconceptions around it. And during this episode, I distilled in 30 minutes my knowledge, experience and understanding of morning routines and what I personally do in the mornings and why. As I said, I recorded this initially only for my subscription patron community, but I decided to share it publicly with you for 2 reasons. First, because I believe that if you win the morning, you win the day, and a solid morning routine is the cornerstone to win our day. And I feel like it's my duty to share this with everyone to know it is that important. Second reason, to give you the opportunity to see one type of the content that my supporters community has exclusive access to and see if it is something that you would like more of. To check out Personal Development Mastery Patrons community, you can go to bit.ly/pdmpat and I'll put a link in the show notes as well. In this episode, I would like to discuss one of the topics of personal development that I'm the most passionate about, and that is daily routines, especially morning routines. It is the element that I believe makes the biggest impact on how my day is going to turn out to be. So, I did a video about the morning routines in my Personal Development Mastery Facebook group, and over there I explained the main elements of a morning routine, and I also addressed some of the questions that the participants had about morning routines. So in this episode today I'm going to distill my knowledge, my understanding, my experience of the morning routines and what I personally do and why, and hopefully it will give you some insights, some new information, and I really hope that it's going to give you 1 or 2 new habits that you are about to start implementing and make a small change and a small improvement in your life. So the first thing that I want to cover is when we say morning routine, what exactly do we mean? So some people use the word ritual. It is basically a habit or a series of habits that we do when we wake up. And at this moment I will also address a common misconception that there is out there, that the morning routine has to be done very early in the morning, like if you wake up at 5 a.m. But it has nothing to do with that. For me, the morning routine is what you do the first hour or so once you get out of bed, once you wake up. So that can be 5, it can be 7, it can be 9. This is completely irrelevant, and I suppose it depends on the time you go to sleep as well. So the morning routine, the habits of a morning routine is starting the day in a specific way. There are things that we do repeatedly, and what we must realize is that all of us have a morning routine. Maybe it's a deliberate and planned routine, which is the exact kind of routine which I'm talking about. But some of us just have a random unconscious routine, which there are things that we do consistently, repeatedly every day, but without really having planned of them. And I think the main question to ask if we do something like that is, does my morning routine, do my habitual actions when I wake up in the morning serve me or not? And that would be the first question, to start acknowledging what kind of morning routine you are at the moment, and take the first steps into improving it. So the most important thing for me, as I said, it's not what time you wake up, it's what you do with once you've woken up. And especially the first hour sets the tone and the intention for the day ahead. Tim Ferriss, who is one of my favorite authors, said that if you win the morning, you win the day. And there is another lovely quote that comes to mind by Jim Rohn, who said that you either run the day or the day runs you. And it all starts with the morning routine, the actions that we habitually take when we wake up. Tony Robbins calls this our hour of power. And he says that if you can't put and utilize 1 hour, then do 30 minutes, which he calls 30 minutes to thrive. So he says you can either do an hour of power or 30 minutes to thrive. And he said that, look, if you really say that you can't have 30 minutes for yourself, then you don't have a life. And in many ways, for the majority of people, I believe, waking up a bit earlier than everyone else gives that time to start implementing some positive, deliberate, intentional routines that can eventually improve our life and lots of elements of it. And I'm going to discuss those things in a moment. The last thing I will mention with the morning, and it's something that I have felt many times, is that if I fool around in the morning, I kind of feel like I have lost a completely valuable part of my day, which I can't get it back. As the phrase goes, if you lose 1 hour in the morning, you will spend all day looking for it, and that's exactly how I have found myself. So because of that, I value tremendously the first couple of hours for me, certainly 1 hour and a half of when I wake up, and I always plan that I give myself this time, the vast majority of occasions anyway, because there will be times with unexpected things coming up, but in general I do devote about 1 hour and a half for myself in the morning to do this empowering routine. And I'm going to share with you, without getting into too much detail, but I will share with you the elements that consist a daily habit, a daily routine. And these are my own steps that after 4 years of intensive personal development, I have added some things, I have subtracted some things, I have adapted some things. So the basic concept comes from Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning, who talks about the savers concept. And many of those concepts I have included or adapted. So I have made here a list of 10 elements which I believe are necessary or fundamental in someone's morning routine, so that they can start the day in a powerful way, in an empowered way, and in a proactive way. So the first element of a morning routine, and this is, I believe, extremely important because it is the first decision you take in the day, and that is what you do once the alarm goes off. So there are two possibilities there. One of them is to shut the alarm off and get out of bed, which is what it is desirable in terms of a morning routine. The other option is to push the snooze button and go back to the comfort and the warmth of your bed. And as I said, this is actually the first decision that you take in the day, and whether you realize it or not, it sets the tone for how the rest of your day go. Because think of it like that: if I intend to wake up at 5 tomorrow and I set my alarm at 5, and when the alarm goes off I press the snooze button and I stay in bed, then instantly that is a small defeat. I lose a little battle with myself, and it might not seem like a big one, but because it is the first one of the day, it will cascade and escalate. So there is another very good reason why it's necessary to just get out of bed once you wake up, and that is that really what you do once you wake up is a reflection in general of your mindset. So if you tend to snooze and go back to the comfort of the bed, then that indicates that your mindset prefers the easy solution. So there might be another point in the day that you are called to make a choice, and instead of taking the tough choice, which you know it is the right one, you might end up taking the comfortable choice. So just something for you to have a think about. So don't use the snooze button, just get up when you wake up. There are apps if you want to regulate or optimize that. There are apps that track the cycles of your sleep, and they wake you up when your sleep cycle is the most favorable. So there are many ways you can optimize your waking up time. Even some alarm clocks that have a dawn simulator and gradually emit light like it is the sunrise. So it's the very beginning of your day. It is the very first thing of your morning routine. So don't hit the snooze button, just get out of bed. The second element, very important again, of a morning routine, which for me is such an ingrained habit. I do that before I do anything else in the morning, is to drink water. It's very important because our body has dehydrated all the time while we were sleeping, and we need to provide water as soon as possible. At that time, I also take the supplements that I take on a regular basis, which again, that's a very big topic on its own, but I will mention only that the supplements that I have been taking pretty much every single day for over 10 years or over 5 years for sure are spirulina, vitamin D, wheatgrass and turmeric. And also, when I first have that first glass of water that I have when I wake up, I squeeze half a lemon inside so that it is alkalizing. So that's my own personal thing. And the second element of a morning routine, and my morning routine for sure, I never negotiate that. The third one, the big element of the morning routine, and again that is for me a non-negotiable since I realized the benefits, is meditation. So I don't know if you meditate or not, if you are regular on it or not, but it is a wonderful practice that I believe is essential in the modern way of living to help calm a little bit of what's going on up there inside your head, have a better understanding of what all these thoughts and the emotions and all these impulses that we have are, and how to deal with them more effectively. So if you, some resources that I will share in the topic of meditation. Again, meditation on its own, it's a topic that could fill a whole episode, and I'm not going to go into detail. There are some apps that you can use on your phone if you want to practice, or to make it easier to practice meditation, because at the end you don't really need any app at all. You can just read a book or an article on how to do it, and you just do it. But if you want to use your phone, there are two apps that are very good and highly recommended for people who don't have much experience in meditation, and these are called Calm, so the CALM, and the other one is called Headspace. Both of them have a free trial period, so you can assess how you like it, and if you like it, they offer subscriptions. They are amazing programs. I have used both of them, especially Calm a few years back. The last year I have been using a different app, which I recommend 100% for people who do have some experience with meditation. Maybe it is a little bit too much for someone who is a complete beginner. It is called Waking Up with Sam Harris, truly outstanding app, and his approach to meditation. For me, this is a daily part of my routine, and I aim to do 20 minutes every morning. If I really don't have time to do 20 minutes, I do 10, but 10 would be the minimum that I would do. The fourth element of a morning routine is gratitude. And gratitude is simply taking the time, writing down some things preferably that we are grateful for, either things that we have, or things that we're proud of, or things that we're expecting to happen today. It's gratitude is a massive topic again, so I will not go again into details with that, but I would say very simply, if you don't practice gratitude, that what it does basically is trains our brain to look for more things to be grateful for during the day. So by expressing and feeling the gratitude in the morning, your brain looks for that throughout the day, because it's an amazing feeling. So you get attuned to it. So that's gratitude. The next one, the fifth element on morning routines, is practicing affirmations. Again, it is something important. Affirmations are important because there are two words in the English language. It's said that they are the most powerful words there are, and they are the words I am, because anything you put after I am is your identity, is who you become. So by using positive affirmations, and especially when we use them while invoking our body, or being very loud, or as Tony Robbins calls them, incantations, when the whole body participates in saying the affirmation. So that's one thing. Another thing that you could do is write them down, read them aloud, read them silently. It's entirely up to you, and you can mix it. I will share with you a few of the phrases that I recently added in my affirmations. And again, keep in mind that all these habits or elements of the morning routine are things that I adjust from time to time. They're not set in stone. I adjust them. Some of them I eliminate. Others I reintroduce into my morning routine. It all depends. And I'm really actually tracking all those things for those of you who are geeky and interested enough to measure them, because when you measure things you can improve on them. So I will share that way of tracking a little bit later. I was finishing with affirmations that I was saying. So some of them that I added fairly recently were: I am confident, I am living my potential, I am worth it, I am brilliant, I am self-reliant. They are very short and powerful affirmations which I can repeat and shout out depending on the day and the mood that I'm in at that time. It's a very powerful way of eventually embedding into our subconscious a positive or an empowering belief, or to affirm it to ourselves. The sixth element of the morning routine is learning, reading, getting some information. Many people read, like 20 minutes or a chapter of a personal development book or something that can make you grow. The book that I have been consistently reading every single morning for just over 2 years now, it is called The Daily Stoic. And it is written in a way that it has 366 Stoic philosophy quotes and a short analysis with examples of this quote. So it has 1 page per day. It is extremely... Sometimes I say this is, if I had to choose one book and keep with me for the rest of my life and never read the second book, that would be it. So that might give you an idea of the depth of the book and its importance. So The Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday. Going on to the seventh element of the morning routine, and that is visualization. Again, a very big topic on its own, and I'm not going to go into detail of that at the moment, but visualizing, taking even 5 minutes during the morning or at some point during the day, 5-10 minutes, and really seeing in your mind's eye how you want your life to be or what outcome you want, is an extremely powerful method. It is probably the most powerful tool that we have in our brain, and probably the most underutilized as well. So I will leave it to that. Visualization is an excellent practice, and I would really advise you, if you don't practice something like that, to find and schedule 10 minutes every day, if not in the morning, through the day, and practice it. The eighth thing, and actually this should move way further up on the list because it's one of the most important things that you can do every morning to have a fantastic day, and that is some form of physical exercise. So you can do everything else. You can do your affirmations and meditation, But the kind of elation that a good workout or a good run or something like that gives you is because of the endorphins, your physiology changes, so it is the most powerful way of changing our state is through the physiology. So, or as Tony Robbins says, emotion is created by emotion. So take some time in the morning, depending on how much time you have available. You can run, you can either do some push-ups or some star jumps at home. It doesn't really matter. Find an exercise and do the kind of level that is comfortable for you. Even going out for a walk for 5-10 minutes in the fresh air is a form of exercise. So if you can't do anything else, at least do that. It is you will be amazed at the difference that this habit of having some exercise in the morning, what kind of difference and positive impact it can have on the rest of your day. So by all means, do it. The ninth element of the morning routine is setting, and I do that every single day, is to set 1 or 2, or if you really want to stretch it 3, but I would say 1 or 2 most important goals or outcomes that you want your day to have. So what's the single most important thing that if it is the end of the day, if it is tonight and I look back on my day and I say, wow, this day has been really good, what's the one thing that I must have achieved in order to be able to say that? And if I feel that that's something that I can that gives me more time during the day, I will put a second thing and rarely a third thing on the list. Because I'd rather do one action which is a big needle mover than doing 10 actions that are unimportant or non-urgent to be done, and just doing it. And the 10th element of the morning routine which I wanted to cover is journaling. This again, it's a very big topic. I'm not going to go into detail with it. What I do personally, I use a journal. I have been using it for a few years. It's called Best Self Journal, and each of them covers 1/4 of a year, 3 months, and in there you can set quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, etc. And it allows you to plan your day and also write maybe your gratitude list or your big wins from the day, the lessons from the day when you're doing your evening reflection. It's an amazing journal, but you can use whichever journal you want, really. The important thing is to start writing down some stuff. The good thing about Best Self Journal is because it has the templates on each page, it guides you into a certain way of journaling, which when you do it consistently, it's very effective and very cathartic as well. And I will also cover, since I covered 10 elements of the morning routine that have the potential to really empower your day, just to be fair, I will cover some elements of the morning routine that we should really, really stay away from. In other words, the first hour after you've woken up, please don't do them. It's a certain way to ruin your day. So, the first one, I already mentioned it, is pressing the snooze button and sleeping more than how much you were intending to when you set the alarm. The second thing that you really must not do is go into your phone and check social media, check emails, check texts, WhatsApp, whatever else that puts you instantly into a reactive mode. And then you end up chasing the day runs you basically, you don't run the day. So for the first hour of the day, don't even pick up your phone, unless it is to maybe to do the meditation practice if you use the app. But ideally, don't touch it at all for the first hour. And obviously, I don't know if you still watch the news with what's going on, but again, that's watching the news in the morning or reading about the news in the morning. Again, another way to really drain you and start your day in a reactive mode, trying to chase things as they happen to us instead of us being the creator of the day. A couple of other things that I wanted to say. One is, and I mentioned it earlier, once you start and have an elaborate morning routine, as I have after all these years, it might be difficult to keep track of it, and because afterwards all these things become habits when you do them. There is some habits you just do without really paying too much attention to them. If say I reach the middle of the day and I don't remember exactly if I forgotten to do anything, I have an app. It's called Way of Life. I have been using it for years now, and it is one of the most essential apps that I have on my phone. And it allows me to track every day whichever habits I put on its list, and that way it can give me an overview at the end of the week. For example, I can see, did I actually meditate every day? Did I go for a run? Did I do visualization? Which days did I skip? What's going on there? So it allows me to draw conclusions about previous periods of time. It's an amazing app, and I really recommend it. So I will leave it to that. I believe I covered everything I wanted about the morning routines. I hope you found this episode useful. I want to thank you once more for being part of my patrons community and supporting this podcast. My intention is to have an episode like this every month. One episode where I will discuss or dissect something that is essential for me in personal development, and I hope that you will find it of value and it will add in your life maybe the spark of an idea of one or two new things that you can do that might really change your life. So thank you very much for listening. Out of that list, actually I will repeat very quickly the 10 elements that I covered about the morning routine, so you can pick one. I would do it like that. I would start like that. Pick one of them and stick to it for a few days, and then pick another. Don't try to do too many, but pick the one that resonates the most and be consistent for it for about a week or something like that, and then build on that. So the 10 elements that I mentioned about the morning routine, the first one was to get out of bed as soon as you wake up. The second was to drink plenty of water and the supplements in the first thing in the morning. Meditation was the third one. Fourth was gratitude. Fifth, affirmations. 6, learning. 7, visualization. 8, physical exercise. 9, write down the one thing, the needle mover, the most important goal for the day. And number 10 was journaling. So take one of them, implement it, be consistent with it, see the improvement it makes on your life, and then come back and pick another one and carry on. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and found it valuable. Check out my supporters Patron community and gain access to more exclusive content like this, and also Ask Me Anything podcast episodes. You can also participate in the monthly supporters meetup that I organize via Zoom and more. Type bit.ly/pdmpat and I'll put a link in the show notes. And until next time, stand out, don't fit in.